What's good, CB Tape Lab family? Today we have a video on Colton Hood. Just got two part videos of Jamad McCoy up, so check those out if you haven't. And so we got his counterpart here. He was at Colorado before this season, so I don't even think he played with Jamad McCoy in 2024 when McCoy wasn't hurt. But the year he was at Colorado and the year after at Tennessee this past year, like just not two complete different players, but like his technique just went to a whole nother level, right? And a lot of people say he's a little too handsy at the line of scrimmage, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's good technique though and good hands as well, right? But regardless, let's get to this one. I'm playing full speed. Tennessee, definitely one of my favorite teams to watch this past year. Them and Notre Dame for sure because of the good corner group that they both have, right? But let's break this one down. Boom, for starters, right? The receiver is going to give us that split release, but notices how far up he comes at us, right? So he does end up inching. But before that, look at that right foot, y'all. Look at his right foot. Pier, right? Perfect. Pier step. Feet, just like the last video when I talked about McCoy's feet. His base is a little uncomfortable, a little close. Boom, after the pier step, now it's a little bit wider. It's more comfortable, position of power, base of power, right? All that good stuff. And now you guys see how the receiver is basically hopping into a split release, right? Normally, a split release is just boom, is where the left foot comes up right there, even with the right foot or a little bit in front of it. But he hops about 2 yards, right? So pier step, and because of that receiver hopping at us, now we're going to do an inch. You guys see that? After that pier step, inch. Play all the way through, pier, inch, right? And now at this point, the receiver is trying to release outside, but he's releasing almost to our chest, but at least to our outside shoulder, right? So we can definitely get at least one hand. He's able to do a good job giving him basically a shove, right? Boom, shove. And that shove is perfect, y'all, because he didn't keep his hands on, right? If you do a shove with two hands and you keep both hands on the receiver, you're going to lock this right hip up, right? So good job shoving and taking hands off. That way you can still read his hip, right? Boom. Now we're going to run. Receiver's going to get handsy, so we're going to get handsy. Chest to chest, check for a back shoulder, which it is, right? Let's bring it all the way back. Pier inch, right? Boom. Two-hand shove. And another thing I want to point out, as we check for the back shoulder, notice how the receiver's chin is pointing fully back for the ball at this point. Whenever the receiver's chin is pointing fully back at the quarterback or even more towards this direction, that means most likely it's going to be a back shoulder ball or it's underthrown, which means we have to go play the ball as well. And that's exactly what he does right here. Swats it away. But I'll play it two more times full speed. Receiver hops at us, so we're going to do an inch as after the pier step. He releases inside of our frame, so we're going to do a two-hand shove and then take our hands off so we can run with him. It's perfect. All right, y'all boys, this is going to be the second clip right here. Let's play it full all the way through real quick. Hopefully you guys see what he sort of did a little wrong. Just to be one step behind, nothing crazy, great recovery, and almost got an interception, right? Got his hand on it, though, PBU for the stat lines. Come on. But regardless, let's get straight to it. The first thing I want to point out here is, I don't know if any of you guys watched my recent video with Jamad McCoy, but he did a great job pier stepping and landing his pier foot at the same time the receiver's back leg landed is on the ground, right? Notice how pier. You guys see that? Pier, even though it's just one pier step, his feet don't move, right? After this pier step, the receiver is just now getting into his jump split release, whatever you want to call it, right? Look at that jump split release. And his feet have been cold for almost a full second, right? And now as a result, our feet are cold, makes it harder for us to operate and press man coverage, right? Boom. Now when we go to kick, we're crossing that right leg sort of over, right? He doesn't cross it fully over. He is almost in a position of power. Boom. He's you know what I'm saying? He gets his right foot back down, but notice how his feet go cold, almost crosses over, gets two hands on. Luckily, he's strong. Boom, knocks the receiver off, right? If he didn't knock that receiver off his step a little bit, he definitely would have been behind, right? So good job with the two-hand jam. That definitely saved him here. And now we're going to run. Another thing I want to mention, now that we're a step behind, we're in panic mode a little bit. Notice how his shoulders are not parallel to the sideline. They're parallel to the end zone, which we don't want, right? And this all starts because of that early pier step. Boom. Good job with the two-hand shove and taking hands off to run with him, though. Great job. And I would like shoulders parallel to the sidelines a little more, but nonetheless, great job running with him. Chest to chest, look for the ball, right? Play all the way through one more time. Not a terrible rep by any means. We're just nitpicking, you know what I'm saying? One of the best corners in the country, though. Boom. All right, y'all, we got the third clip right here. This is an elite rep right here, y'all. Let's play it all the way through. This is a phenomenal rep, dude. Boom. All right, let's back it up. For starters, right? I know that the video starts like a half a second a little late, but his left foot is back foot, right? He's about to bring it up, and it's not really. Let's look at the receiver first, right? It's not really a split release. He just plants that left foot and go, right? And this is what you would call a speed release. On a speed release, there is no more, horizontal kicking, step or place, mirror. You have to kick and get the F out, right? I don't want to cuss, but kick and get the F out. That's what you should think in your head. Boom, speed release. Boom, I got to kick and get out, right? But anyways, though, notice how Colton Hood's, his left foot, he was going to pier step, or obviously he's inside leverage. He's going to pier step with his outside foot close to the sideline, right? Away from your leverage. He's about to pier step with his left foot. While his foot, this is elite, y'all. While his foot is mid-air, not on the ground yet, he notices the speed release. He's not even going to plant the foot down for the pier step. He's going to get straight to a kick, and he matches the receiver. Let's run it back, y'all. This is amazing. Boom, he's going for the pier step. Sees it's a speed release because his eyes are on the hip, and we're going to get straight into a kick. And what I really love, he does a great job at this. Another two-hand jam, hand off, and we're going to run. If you guys try to run with two hands on, it's going to be very bad. You're going to lock your left hip up, right? And sometimes even if you run with your right hand, they could swipe your right hand off for a comeback or an inside route, or it might make it harder for you to read the hip if you're too close with your hand on, right? So he does a great job. Two-hand jam. Boom. He's got the receiver. He's wide in the receiver now. With the kick, let's run it back. Look where the receiver starts. Boom. The vertical kick and the two-hand jam. He's got him widen at least 3 to 4 yards now at this point. So now we can do hands off. We're going to run with him. And now, compared to the last rep, hopefully y'all are starting to notice these things. Look at how his shoulders are now parallel to the sidelines. Front shoulder low, shoulders parallel to the sideline, and he's at least even. He might even be on top. Now we can run, eyes on hip. This is probably one of my favorite reps I think I've ever went over, y'all. Like, this is beautiful. He's going to pier step, sees the speed release, eyes still on hip, vertical kick to get out, two-hand jam, knock him off, widen him, hands off now. We're going to run with him, shoulders parallel to sideline, eyes still on hip. Boom, we're going to get chest to chest, check for back shoulder. And it is a back shoulder ball. Boom. And you always going to have the haters in there. Oh, that's Holden. Oh, that's that. It's just physicality, y'all. And at the end of the day, our job is not always to get interception or get a PBU. Sometimes it's as simple as make it the receiver's job to catch the ball impossible, right? If a receiver catches the ball with his left arm in this position, right? If a receiver in this position with that type of defense right here, if he catches that ball one-handed, left hand, all you got to do is get up, shake his hand, ask him what team do you want to play for in the NFL. Because at that point, you got it. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't want to, we never want that loser mentality, but at the end of the day, when you do a rep like this, if a receiver does catch the ball like that, you got it, bro, right? But 9 times out of 10, they're not catching that, right? Boom, throw him to the ground. He did his hoodie celebration. It was real tough. I'll play it all the way through one more time. Boom. Elite rep. All right, y'all, this will be the last clip for Colton Hood on this video. And this was at was it the Senior Bowl, the Shrine Bowl, whatever it was, though. It's some sort of bowl game, you know what I'm saying? The elite guys come out, play some ones, right? And then a game eventually on the next day. It's like 2 or 3 day, whatever it is, though. But let's get straight to it. I'll play the full thing through. Woo! Boy, this could make me shed a tear, man. Psh. He drops the ball, though. He places the hands at the end. I know it looked like he caught it, but anyways, let's get straight to it. Boom. Notice how inside leverage once again. So unless your DB coach tells you otherwise, you know what I'm saying, the most common and best thing to do, obviously do whatever's comfortable, right? is to peer step with your outside foot away from your leverage whenever you're inside leverage. So in this case, it's his left foot, right? He sort of does a weird thing with his heel. I'm not really sure what that is. It doesn't really matter though, right? I'm not going to nitpick, but boom, we get a peer step with the left foot, right? Y'all see that? Boom, peer step with the left. One thing I want to notice as well, look at the eyes on the hip. You can just see the face mask, the visor pointing down, right? Boom. Receiver gives us his move. Look at that kick slide, y'all. Oh my gosh. The kick slide is so important. It allows you to stay on top of a receiver. And if you get a great kick slide in within the first 5 yards, you don't want to get over cocky with yourself, but 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to box that route, right? Play it a couple more times. Kicks off the right foot. Boom, right? Elite kick. I know he has sweatpants on with black cleats, but you got to see that? His right foot, he's about to kick off it. Boom, boom, kick off again. Never crosses his feet. And at this point now, because of that kick, we're still on top. We can have the hand on the shoulder. And as he's running with him, notice how his shoulders are parallel to the sideline. Say that you see this guy down here at the bottom. Say there's more people over here. You can see his jersey number, right? Perfect. In case he did a comeback, right? Boom. Take the arm off to run with him, to read the hip. Receiver looks back for the ball. So do we. Boom. Locate, lean to sideline, right? Whatever that, what's that saying? Locate and lean? Locate and lean, though. Boom. Even if he does catch this, he only has a chance to get 1 foot in. And these guys are entering the NFL. He needs 2 feet. But at the very end, great job with the left hand punching on through. All right, one last time. Amazing. Best thing, though, to come out with this rep is that kick slide, though. And great job at the end playing through his hands. Psh, teach tape. But with that, y'all, that'll be it for this video. I'm actually starting to think of doing some older cornerbacks like Pat Surtain, Derek Stingley, Sauce Gardner, etc. But I do want to get a video out on Zabian Brown and Dalen Everett soon. There's a couple more guys as well. But with that, though, as always, leave anything in the comments and hope y'all have a great weekend.